What's up, everybody? This is Lyle, No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. What I wanted to talk about in this video was these lumpers, okay? Now, one of my friends just did a video when he was talking about lumpers and things like that. Name of his channel is called Tim Travels. I'm going to leave a link to that in the description to his channel. He has a very unique perspective on a lot of things, but before I get into talking about these lumpers, just wanted to kind of update you with where I'm at. So in the last video I mentioned that I took a trailer that needed repair to the Pittston terminal. I got dispatched out of the Pittston terminal back to the same company that I had dropped off at that had me come back for multiple appointments. I almost turned that load down, but then I found out it was a drop and hook and went in there to pick up my load. It was a totally different experience. I guess they had been backed up because the shipper receiver had been closed for a couple days, so they were trying to catch up. So in reality, that's probably a pretty good shipper or receiver. So anyway, I got that load, picked it up yesterday. I had a window on it between like 08 and 5 p.m. Got there at about 12:30. My first drop was in York, Pennsylvania, so I drove about 60 miles closer to that because I wasn't really familiar with the area. So I left about 40 miles on it. Delivered that. Delivery is at 1 o'clock. I got there at about 11:45. Anyway, they got me in the door pretty quick, but they didn't get me unloaded till about 5 and some change this morning. Really wasn't able to get much sleep during that. You know, it's really hard to sleep when you don't know if you got, you know, an hour or 5 hours. And they ended up taking closer to 5 hours on that. And I only had about 4 pallets, something like that. Then I had another drop in, where am I at? This is in Fredericksburg, Virginia, which was about 184 miles away. Appointment was at 10 a.m. and I got here about 8:55, something like that. But it's that freezing rain. It's raining and it's about 33 degrees, so you know, got to keep an eye on that. But let's get to these lumpers, okay? Now, first of all, me, just like everybody else, I think that the whole you know, lumper situation is just a bad situation, all right? You know, everybody keeps talking about this trucking industry going to automated trucks and all this kind of stuff. Listen, this lumper stuff is so like 70s. I can't even believe it. The fact that we need to play middleman and all this just makes absolute no sense to me. This should be, at this point, something that's automated between the shipper and receiver. That's just my point on it. But when it comes down to it, you know, I try to treat these lumpers with as much respect as I can, even if they don't respect me. And for the most part, I haven't had really many issues with the lumpers, because no matter how bad the situation is, I mean, if I can tell that they're frustrated, you know, I might just say something like, yeah, man, shit, this has been a bad day for me too. You know, and then they kind of start laughing and talking. But I don't have a problem with the people that are working for lumper services. I mean, if you really think about it, you know, unlike trucking, and I think there's a bunch of people in trucking that don't really like trucking, but you know, trucking, you have people that have several options. A lot of people coming into trucking from different fields where, you know, they could get another job or do whatever they want as far as that goes. And I'm thinking that a lot of the people that are working for these lumper services, you know, may not have too many more options than what is better for them. And for me to pile on somebody that's already in a worse situation, potentially, who knows, than me, is just like piling on. And I'm just not that kind of a person that's gonna put somebody's dick in the dirt that is already potentially struggling with what's going on possibly in their job situation. So I know some of these guys can, you know, kind of act a little bit crazy. I've only had like maybe one that I can clearly remember in 2 years that you know, kind of had me about to like lose my composure. But for the most part, man, if you just treat these guys with respect, they in turn will do the same. And like I said, sometimes you can't just, you know, it's easy to say, you know what, I'm gonna respect somebody that respects me. Sometimes you gotta respect somebody that's not respecting you, and it's that respect you give them that in turn makes them respect you. So you know, that's kind of what my thoughts are on this lumper situation. But anyway, I'm just sitting out here waiting to get loaded. And another thing I always do, okay, no matter how tight I am, no matter how fast I want to get unloaded, the one thing I almost say every single time when I walk into a shipper receiver is, I'm not in no hurry. You know what I'm saying? And that just kind of brings everybody's defenses down. You know what I mean? It keeps, you know, they're already thinking that you're going to be pissed off if they take a long time. Chances are, if you treat them with respect, tell them you ain't in no hurry, they're probably going to get you unloaded faster. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Anyway, those are my thoughts on it. I appreciate you guys stopping by No Hippie Trucking Transportation. Sorry if I haven't been able to get to these comments lately. I do plan on getting to those, but you know, I was relaxing the other day, and then kind of more or less trying to force myself to sleep these last 24 hours. So I'll get to those, and I'm definitely going to get to this Prime review, which is probably going to be the beginning of my next group of videos. Anyway, sorry to keep this lagging. I do appreciate you guys stopping by, and I'm out.